teal, purple. Okay, I can't lie. I'm actually really disappointed in the purple. I mean, my hair before was legitimately the same red from root to end, yet somehow when I throw purple over it, I have like this variation going where I have like a wine color at the root, a true purple in the mid strands, and then the ends are so dark they're practically black. I don't know how that happened. The math ain't mathin'. Such is color though, and that's why I hate doing it. It's so unpredictable. Now the plan after going purple was to then go to blue and from there go to green, but this is so dark, I don't think anything's gonna cover it. So the next time I change it, it'll probably just be back to boring black. But my hair does not matter. We are here because it is episode 14 of Create This Book 3 by Moriah Elizabeth and Ashleigh Monet. That will be me. As always, every Create This Book 3 video I've ever done is going to be in a playlist that'll be linked in the description. Now, since I'm from the future Ashleigh, I know all of the prompts that I did this week. This was kind of a rough episode for me. I wasn't really super stoked on any of the prompts, which has yet to happen so far in this series. There might be one or two that I'm like, but the others for the week, I'm like, yay, this was the first that I really just wanted to sit this week out. But I didn't. I pushed forward. We have 4 prompts to tackle in this episode. So enough of me talking. Let's jump right in and see what I can create. Alrighty, first prompt of the week. Create a meme. Draw a simple picture and then write a funny caption for it. Now the instructions specifically say to draw this meme, but I say nay. To read properly as a meme, one must actually use a proper meme. So it's time to go digital. Also, my fun summer pastel purple nails perfectly matching my iPad case. Is that not the most satisfying happy coincidence? So I pulled up imageflip.com. They have a variety of the most popular memes, blank and ready to caption. Now you can caption them within the site and save it right there, but because I'm extra, I'm gonna edit these myself. The first one I chose was the drowning kid meme. I chose to use my creepy drippy font for the captions because I'm obsessed. I wanted this meme to apply to my art and this channel, so for this lady, she's me trying to decide what to paint. And she's devoting all of her attention to this little girl who represents my subscriber suggestions. I've been loving those lately. Meanwhile, she's neglecting this poor drowning little boy who represents my own unused art ideas. They can wait. And fully forgotten at the bottom of the scene, never to be rescued, are the projects and series that I've already started. Womp womp. I know I need to circle back to some of what I've already started and promised, like the Pantone challenge, the style swaps, the Disney wedding dresses and villains. I will get there. Random stuff just keeps popping up. But anyways, yeah, here's the finished meme. Pretty much sums up what's happening here now. But we have 2 pages to fill, so a second meme is required. I chose the Drake meme. I love this one extra right now because I swear Phoebe does this face anytime you offer her anything she doesn't want now. It's too funny. But I decided to keep this one simple and use it to kind of playfully troll the folks out there that get super combative whenever I say that cats are better than dogs. I'm sorry, but they are. I'll get more into that, but first, here's that one finished. I printed them off and cut them out, but it felt way too basic to just glue them in as is, so I worked up a fun little background idea that I painted with acrylic. But back to the great debate. In trying to articulate why I prefer cats, let me take this moment to quote Robert De Niro in Meet the Parents.
Cats make you work for their affection. They don't sell out like dogs do.
Someone told me they prefer dogs because they're more loyal. But the reality is most dogs have the same level of excitement greeting a total stranger at the door as they do greeting their owners. We have a cat in my house that loves my husband and only him. Only wants to be pet by him, only wants to cuddle him. Now that is true loyalty. And I respect the cat even more for that. When you are able to earn the affection of a cat, like it's genuine and it feels so good. Now that's just my 2 cents, but in reality, I'm again just playfully trolling you guys. There really should be no debate, like there are cat people and there are dog people, and the good news there is that there are loving homes for both cats and dogs. Now let's glue in our printed memes. And this page is finished, easy peasy. Now I don't want the fact that I prefer cats to send the message that I don't like dogs. I actually do enjoy dogs. I think they are very cute and very sweet. Someone in my comments implied that I can't draw dogs. So to that, I will do another playful troll with this next prompt. Create pointillism. Draw a picture using only dots. No lines or strokes allowed. Yes, dog lovers rejoice. This one is for you. Well, actually, it's for Cash. Cash was my dog. A handsome, husky boy he was. Aww. Okay. Right out of the gate, I'm cheating, but I'm not about to fill this icy blue background in one dot at a time. I don't get paid enough for that. I swear everything else will be dots, though. I decided to use acrylic and a dotting tool to complete this page, which was a method that Courageous Painting used in our massive Create This Book 3 collab playlist linked in the description. And I thought that was brilliant compared to traditional black ink pointillism. This style just ends up looking so much more interesting to me. But back to my Cashy Cashew. He was named for Johnny Cash, of course. He was a sweet dog, great with the kids and even our cats. Just a gentle giant, a bit of a dummy, but so sweet. Anyways, you want to talk about loyalty, this dog ran off and never came back. We searched high and low, posted him on all of the lost dog sites. I was hoping for that homeward bound type of triumphant reunion, but it never happened. Now, I feel pretty confident saying that he wasn't met with tragedy. When I'm telling you we looked for this dog, I'm serious. We looked everywhere. I feel if he got hit by a car or something, we definitely would have come across him as we were looking. I'm almost certain somebody found him and kept him. He was microchipped though, so I'm shocked that he hasn't popped up in somebody's database. I don't know. Really sad stuff. I miss him all the time. And I vowed to never get another dog after that heartbreak. Ugh, all of that black was brutal. Skipped ahead for your sanity. Mine was lost a couple hundred dots ago. But I carried that icy blue over into his eyes. They were so beautiful. And then it was just a matter of a few last-minute touch-ups here and there, adding some shading. And now shifting to the background, I decided to make this page look nice and snowy. Not only does that work perfect with the pointillism, but Cashy, oh, he loved the snow. Sweet, sweet Cash. I tried to do some pointillism snowflakes and that was a disaster. They ugly, but whatever. That about does it for this page. I did not enjoy the pointillism process. It was tedious and annoying. That being said, I do love how the page looks finished. And I think I made my point with this one. I don't dislike dogs. I loved this one. And I can draw dogs. Thank you very much. Moving on. Create a grocery list. Make a grocery list as if it was written by your favorite cartoon character. This one had me stumped. I wish I had a picture of it, but I saw somebody did this prompt using Johnny Bravo, and the list had hair gel, Axe body spray, cigarettes, and roofies. They nailed it. But most of my favorite cartoon characters are children or animals, just the type of characters that wouldn't grocery shop at all or wouldn't have distinctive groceries. So I really didn't know what to do. I decided to go a different direction. I crossed out cartoon. I'm just going to use a character. And the character I chose is Joe from You. The show is about Joe, a very sweet guy who has a closet full of skeletons and unresolved childhood trauma, let me tell you. Anyways, he forms a very unhealthy attachment to a woman, proceeds to stalk her every move, and, eliminates any person in her life that he feels is holding her back from reaching her full potential, or is standing in the way of them being together. In the particular scene I chose to illustrate, the police actually make contact with Joe after discovering a list of apparent body disposal supplies that he asked someone else to buy for him. The list includes potassium nitrate, 6 rolls of duct tape, fire starter, twine, burlap, wood stakes, a tarp, and potting soil. The officers ask,
"You want to explain what all this is for?"
To which Joe's inner monologue responds,
Explain the shopping list straight out of Body Disposal for Dummies.
Of course, at this point, you're stressing like he's busted. But he manages to explain it all away as gardening supplies. The irony is that they confront him standing in front of his car, which at the time had a body just straight up decomposing in the trunk. For the illustration, I thought it would be super fun to draw Joe, but actually have him clutching one of those For Dummies books. Does the younger generation even know what those books were? Like, they're probably irrelevant now that every how-to is so easily Googleable. This page is bittersweet for me on account of my mixed feelings on the show itself. Now, season 1 of You was amazing. I swear that show was tailor-made for me. 10 out of 10. I loved the story. I loved the dialogue. I loved the characters, even the ones that you were supposed to hate. The cinematography was top-notch. The soundtrack was fire. Like, I was obsessed. I have watched season 1 at least 50 times, and I wish I was exaggerating, but honestly, that's probably a conservative number. I mean, I can binge the whole season in a day, easy. Unfortunately, every season since has progressively gotten worse and worse for me, and now I don't even like it. I'm just watching to get resolution to the story that I started. I think a big shift happened at the end of season 2 because up to that point, you see Joe as a good guy. Or at least I did. Like, I'm sure the well-adjusted, healthy boundary type of women watched it and from episode 1 were like,
ew, it's sick how he follows her everywhere. Such a violation. He's not a good guy.
But me, also a product of trauma with a few weird kinks of my own, well, I was fully empathetic to Joe and the things he did. They were horrible, yes, but he did them all for the sake of love. In a sick and twisted way, he was a true romantic. But anyways, by the end of season 4, me no likey Joe, and I'm just ready for the show to wrap it up already. You guys ruined perfection for me. All right, gotta get this book labeled properly. Buddy disposal for dummies. And then I wanted a plain black background, but I was not about to continue using alcohol markers to do the whole thing. That would be a nightmare. So acrylic paint swoops in to save the day. Much more efficient. And once that was done, it was juicy highlight time. Now to glue him into the book. Ugh, I love it. Makes me want to rewatch season 1 for the 100th time and remember all of the potential this show started with. Sorry, I clearly feel strongly about this topic. But that brings us to the last prompt of the week. Create photography. Take pictures of 3 things that are captivating and attach them to this page. Now you can't tell me this prompt wasn't begging for me to photograph my cats. 3 things? There's even a cat in the doodle, look.
I never had a choice.
Let's make these pictures a little more interesting though and pick a pair of glasses for each cat. Freddy first. I think this cute peachy pink pair will suit him well. Aw, precious. For Prince, the naughty librarian glasses. Ooh, so naughty. And it's the Harry Potters for Presley. Be still my heart. Ah. Also, if it wasn't obvious, I had to Photoshop all of these pictures. Like, these turds were not about to wear my glasses. But I printed all the photos off, cut them out, and inspired by the prompt doodle, I want these to look like Polaroids. So let me just kind of draw where the edges would be so I can use this as a template. And trace out on the page where they'll go. Then fast forward, I made it look like a whole pile of Polaroids. All of the non-cat ones are just going to be like those gray unprocessed blank Polaroids. I hope I'm making sense with that. And I just had a fresh batch of coffee, which is never good for straight lines. Wibble wobble, wibble wobble. But once everything was lined, I decided to use my colored pencils to color everything in. Dumb decision. Starting with a little gray shading on all of the edges of the white Polaroid borders. And then I went ahead and started shading those blank gray Polaroids. And that's when I realized I should not have done colored pencils. This was going to be a long ride. Let's skip ahead on all the others. You seen one, you seen them all. All right, next I wanted to give the Polaroids all a little drop shadow, trying to create some depth here. And then came the background, and this was a damn mess. I tried creating a blend of 3 different greens, but I was all over the place with my pencil strokes, so it just looks messy. And getting into the crack of the book, oh my god, impossible. Sometimes I don't understand the decisions I make, like acrylic would have done just fine, but no. Well, once I got the background to a point that I felt was tolerable, I went through and thickened up some of those lines to make the whole image nice and bold. Then I went in and colored all of those little prompt doodle Polaroids. Cute. Added the boy's name to the Polaroids because that's always what you did. You captioned Polaroids with a Sharpie. Last but not least, glued all of the cats into place. Ugh, love it. Those are my babies. I normally don't much enjoy the non-drawing prompts in these books, but with these boys, I could never be unhappy with this page. They're so cute. Well, that's it for this week. Let's go ahead and recap. We created a meme, 2 actually, inspired by existing viral memes. I'm happiest with the background, but again, that's really the only place I was able to get artsy with this one. I don't know, just not my favorite prompt. We created Pointillism, using a zillion bajillion tiny dots of acrylic to create this image of Cash, the handsome husky boy that I loved and lost. This is probably my favorite as far as how it turned out, but I hated the process of getting there. 1 out of 10 would not recommend Pointillism. We created a grocery list. Joe's grocery list of body dumping essentials. I guess this one is my favorite of the week, but it was a weird prompt and I had to technically change it to get anything on the page. Also, now I'm triggered into being upset about the progression of a show that went from great to not. And lastly, we created photography with photos of my 3 scrum-diddly-umptious kitties. I love my cats and the page is super cute, but another non-drawing prompt, like not a fan of these. I can't throw shade though, I couldn't come up with 1 book of prompts, let alone 3, so I'm just gonna shut up. Well, that's it for this week. We turned the prompts out. Again, I was not stoked on any of them, but I'm actually happy with a lot of what I made this week. Now, there's not going to be a bonus video this week. I am working on this big, massive Uber video right now, and even though I am working this weekend, the footage from it is going to go towards the big Uber video. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye!